Okay, boys and girls, it's time to continue our story on the armour of God. So we know that God wants us to be protected from head to toe in order to protect our faith and share God's love with those around us. Last week, Emma told us about the belt of truth. And this week, we're going to learn about the breastplate of righteousness. The breastplate is the largest piece of armour that was worn by knights in the olden days. This was a critical piece of armour because it protected the vital organs, the chest, lungs and stomach, and most importantly, the heart. So what does it mean to be righteous? It means that the person is living the way God wants them to. It means that they are on the right path. It means that they are doing the right things and they are making the right choices. And how do we know that we are making the right choices? We find out in the Bible. A person filled with God's goodness and righteousness is able to protect their heart from sin. When your heart is right with God, God gives you the victory over sin. Or in today's case, in today's story, we can defeat the enemy. So today we're going to look at the story of Gideon. One day, an angel of the Lord came to a man named Gideon who was working hard on his family's farm. "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior. Go save God's people from their enemy." But Gideon hesitated, believing that his family was the weakest in their tribe and that he was the weakest in their family. But the angel said, "Gideon, the Lord will be with you." Gideon believed God and agreed to do what the angel had told him. Before long, Gideon had gathered up a great army. But God told Gideon that he had too many men. God instructed Gideon to tell the men that those who were afraid of the enemy should go home. And thousands of them did just that. But then God told Gideon that he still had too many men. God instructed Gideon to send the men down to the water to drink, and only those that cupped the water in their hands should remain. Only 300 soldiers remained. God told Gideon, "With these 300 men, I will rescue you and give you victory over the enemy, the Midianites." That night, God told Gideon to get up and go down to the enemy camp and listen to what the enemy was saying. Gideon and his servant went down to the camp and saw a huge army. There were too many men and camels for Gideon to even count. But Gideon overheard a soldier telling another man about a dream he had had, showing him that God would give Gideon victory over the Midianites. When Gideon heard this, he worshipped God. Then Gideon and his army of 300 men went down into the Midianite camp. They blew their horns and held torches in their hands. They yelled out, and the Midianite soldiers rushed around in panic and tried to escape. Then God caused the Midianites to start fighting amongst themselves. Because of God's power, Gideon and his army had victory over the enemy, the Midianites. And because Gideon was obedient and did what God asked him to do, even though he was afraid, God gave him victory.
can change the world. Let your light shine, let your light shine, let your light shine. Let it shine. Let your light shine, let your light shine, let your light shine. If God is for us, who can stand against us? Let your light shine, let your light shine, let your light shine. Let it shine. If God is for us, who can stand against us? Let your light shine, let your light shine, let your light shine. I will shine for you, burning bright with your light forever. I will shine for you, burning bright with your light.
Hiya boys and girls, hope you're all keeping really well and you're enjoying your extended half-term break. Hopefully you're not torturing your mummy and daddies too much. Well, we have decided that we're going to do a little craft just following on from the story, and this one is themed on the breastplate of righteousness. So you're going to make your very own one, so you will need a grown up to help you, and this is the one that we have made. So I'm just going to turn you down and we'll show you how we're going to do that. Okay boys and girls, so this is our design, but obviously you can make up your own design. You can use different materials and textures of things just to make it look a bit more realistic. You could just paint it all grey so it would look metal, but it is entirely up to you. The more colourful I think the better, but honestly you're going to be your little breastplate, so you have a wee go at it yourself. Another thing that you could add to it is you could get some thread, and you could thread it from side to side so that it can hook up around the back of your neck and you can actually wear it. And if you wanted to, you could cut two of them out and then you could have one for your back as well. But this is our breastplate of righteousness. So we'll make a wee start on this one. You might need an adult to help you. And what I did was I went onto the internet and I got a template. So this is my template, and I'll maybe see if I can get it attached to this video so that you can download it, or if you want you can just try and get an adult to freehand it for you onto a piece of card. Okay, once you have got it all drawn out on your piece of card, then you are left with this shape. So this is our shape now, and you can see it's very plain and very boring. So this is where you have to use your imagination and try and make it a bit more interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some glue, and I'm going to do my shoulder pieces first. So I'm going to stick this here. And I'm going to set that on, and I know you can't see what's underneath, but what we're going to do is whenever that dries we're going to cut back around that, so don't be worrying about that. Okay, and then we're going to start using all our nice cut pieces of cardboard. I'm using purple and blue again because I cut out just a little bit too much from the last time, but there's no point in wasting them. Now if you want your breastplate to have a little bit of movement in it, and what I mean by that is if you wanted just these bits to lie, like not to be stuck down flat, then just don't stick the bottom half, and it means then you can layer them all up and you don't have to have them all stuck down flat. Okay, and just keep going across until they're all the cardboard's covered. Okay, just keep going. Okay, and then I'm going to do another layer under here, and don't worry if you go out over the edge because we can cut all these off. You can get a grown-up to help you get them all cut off and all trimmed down nice and neatly. Okay, so I'm now going along the bottom bit, which is the last bit. Again, I know it looks a bit funny and you can't see where your actual shape of your breastplate is, but don't worry, we'll be trimming all these edges off so that you can see where the shape and get it all cut in nice and neat. Okay, so that is our breastplate all decorated to begin with, and we're just going to lift it up now. And now we're going to get a pair of scissors and we're going to just trim around this edge. Now you don't have to use thick cardboard either. A cereal box would do the same thing. Just in case you can't get a hold of a cardboard box, don't be worrying, you can still do it. You can just improvise using cardboard from a cereal box. Okay, and just hold those last wee pieces close. Just make sure all your edges are done. And there you go. Now you can see the shape of your breastplate again. Okay, so to decorate this, I'm going to add 2 pom-poms here. But if you wanted to do something different, you could see if there's any old buttons lying around, and you could maybe use a button instead. Okay, so plenty of glue on that. Just stick it down. Or you could draw and cut out your own button styles. I just wanted something that was going to be 3D, so that's why we went with pom-poms for this. And then the last thing that you have to do is you have to write righteousness across the front of it, because obviously you want to know what this actually is the symbol of. Okay, so righteousness. Now you might need help just spelling this, but again, just ask a grown-up to help. Okay, and that is my breastplate complete. Now, if you wanted to do something a bit more interesting, here is a couple of other things that you could maybe try. So this is pasta and it's been glued down. Now you could use PVA glue, or if there is maybe an adult in the house that would maybe have a glue gun, then that would be ideal because it nearly dries straight away. But you can paint it, and you can paint it whatever colour you want. Or if you wanted to use just paper and you wanted to have more layers of paper on it, then you can do this cross. Or there's this one here, and that is just plain paint, just painted straight onto the cardboard. So that is 3 different styles that you could actually use to decorate your breastplate with. Okay, boys and girls, so that is our craft finished for tonight, and I really do hope you've enjoyed it and you maybe have a go at making one yourself. There was an email on the letters that came around your houses when all the lovely leaders came out to visit your homes with all your goodie bags. So if you get that email off your mummy and daddy, or if you get one of them to contact one of us, then you could maybe take photographs of your projects and send them in to us, because we'd love to see all your lovely makes and see all your different breastplates to see how you've got on with the craft. Okay, boys and girls, take care. Bye-bye.